What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This time we are going to be making a progression guide in Last Day on Earth. If you guys didn't know me, I am MI Toast. I have been playing Last Day on Earth since 2020. And moving on to the video. So basically, we are going to be tracking down your progress in the game and discuss what you should be doing. I will be splitting the video in 3 phases, but in phase 1, I want to keep it nice and short because I know most of you beautiful people out there are well past this point, so here we go. In phase 1, we are starting from the very beginning, just like how everyone else starts. Their base is a mess, there should be lots of trees, stones, and random mobs that you need to clear out. Once you clean up your base, you will be introduced to a building mechanic in the game, and you might be tempted to actually start building walls. Now, this is a very common mistake that beginners make, and you should avoid it at all costs, unless you have enough materials to start building level 3 walls, which would be very difficult because they are way too expensive for beginners. Now, like I said, building walls are pointless at the start of the game because their main purpose is to protect your chest from raiders, and as you may know it, you can't start getting raided until level 150. So the question now is, what should you be doing at this point of the game? Well, you should be doing daily events such as the airdrop and airplane crash site. The wrecked ship event is also nice since it gives a lot of random stuff which are very useful for beginners. This is going to help you start stacking up on weapons and prepare for Bunker Alpha. Also, Dealer Joe, a very good event if you're able to find him. Just do some cheap trades in exchange for weapon crates. So to actually start progressing, start doing your Survivor's Path. This should be your main introduction on how Last Day on Earth is played, so try and work your way towards the Iron Warrior chapter. With that being said, let's move on to phase 2. So phase 2 is where you have already begun assembling your chopper and slowly building your weapon and armor supply. That just means that you should already know how to do Bunker Alpha, since Bunker Alpha is going to be where you get all your materials to start building your chopper, and most importantly, it is where you will start getting all your weapons and equipment. And also, Bunker Alpha isn't a one-time clear location, meaning that you will almost always clear Bunker Alpha up until you reach your character's max level. But the question now is, how should you be preparing, or how should you be doing Bunker Alpha? You should be doing Bunker Alpha by spending minimum amounts of resources like using a basic set of armor, crowbars, and lots of food to heal yourself with. So at this point of the game, you might get bored because you'll be doing the same thing over and over again up until you reach level 150, where raiding becomes an option. So let's talk about where and when you should be spending your guns and equipment. A good place to spend it on is on the Commune Trials. It is a seasonal event that happens once at the start of each season, and your goal should be is to get a tactical backpack. You'll pretty much use a bunch of resources to get this. Now, getting a tactical backpack for a bunch of guns and armor is a very good investment if you still don't have one. Another way you can spend your guns on is recycling. Recycling to get factory parts and carbon composites is vital to start assembling your weapon mods, because at this point of the game your weapons are quite useless by themselves if they don't have even the most basic weapon mods. I suggest building your Glocks first, since they are the most abundant guns that you can get once you start raiding NPC bases. An extra thing that you might want to start doing is killing Borealis, or do the port sewers. If you're able to spare guns and armor, try doing the port sewers. And I'm not gonna lie, it is quite a hard location for beginners since there are a few strong zombies that you will find there. But your main purpose at the sewers is to start assembling your motorboat by gathering materials that you can find at the sewers. The sewers will also provide you with a sunken box that can give you decent late game items like factory parts and carbon composites. So to summarize phase 2, it is where you should start clearing locations such as Bunker Alpha, the farm location, and the police department for the EXP and the loot. You should also be doing a lot of recycling using your recycler. So recycle stuff like broken guns to increase your gun recycling level, or recycle canned goods and water bottles to get very useful materials. And of course, before we move on to phase 3, if you guys could please like and subscribe to help out a small content creator like me, and that's it. Moving on to phase 3, this is where you should have a steady supply of weapons and armor, as well as a good supply of healing items. You should already be doing raids and making it your main source of supplies. Always keep your raid danger in 4 skulls and watch out for revenge raids every day, since revenge raids are also a very good way to get weapons and armor. So, what should you be doing at this point of the game? You are now rich and high leveled, so whatever you do now is entirely up to you. You could do locations like Port Labs, because I consider Port Laboratories a pretty late game location because of how many weapons you have to use to clear this location. It is where you can start building your drone, which is a very useful companion. Not quite the same as a true friend dog, but a companion nonetheless. Other than the drone, the medical cabinet is also a good storage that you can start grinding for, but I suggest that you only use Glocks when doing Port Labs, so you could save your M16s and AKs. Your M16s and AKs should be used at Bunker Bravo during the Bunker Bravo event. This way, you can start building your ATV. Now this will take you quite some time to finish assembling, since Bunker Bravo is without a doubt one of the hardest locations that you could do in the game. So basically, phase 3 is the point in the game where you could do whatever you want as a player, but your main goals should be assembling your ATV, your drone, getting a true friend dog, which is very difficult by the way, and also getting the new repair workbench. There really isn't a lot to go on about because at this point of the game, you already know how to do most of the late game goals. So if there's anything that I've missed, please tell me guys, and thank you for watching.